from sea to shining sea.
Let us all take time and pause in reverence for this moment. Today we gather in celebration, grateful for witnessing the journey that's brought our students here, and mindful of the many hands, hearts, and minds that help shape them. They've come from different walks of life, different faith walks and philosophies, yet they stand united in purpose, courage, and hope. As this chapter closes, may they carry forward the lessons of empathy, curiosity, and resilience. May they walk into the world not only seeking success, but also striving to be a source of healing, light, and justice wherever they go. May the diversity of their experiences continue to be of strength. May they meet uncertainty with grace, challenges with conviction and compassion. May they never forget that the pursuit of knowledge is also a call to responsibility, a responsibility to uplift others, to challenge injustice, and to build bridges across difference. May they be bold. May they be bold in their dreams and humble in their service. In this sacred pause between past and future, may they feel, each of them, grounded in their worth, connected in community, and inspired to lead lives of meaning and service. With gratitude, peace, and shared purpose. Amen, amen, amen. So it is. You may now be seated.
Welcome, students, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, members of the Board of Trustees, and especially family and friends of our soon-to-be graduates of Illinois Wesleyan University. It is with a grateful heart that we welcome you to the Shirk Center, and even more gratitude that we are able to have a facility such as this that ensures that we will all have a full commencement with so many family able to join us in a warm and dry environment. On a personal note, to the class of 2025, you will always be my first graduating class from this great and esteemed university. Thank you for embracing me and showing me the way of yes and, the way of community, the way of a true liberal arts university. While I have often told you that my main role this year was to hold up a mirror to show you, the students, the faculty, and the staff of Illinois Wesleyan University, just how special you really are, you showed me how to engage in the full life of a true liberal arts college experience. Whether it was in the classroom, the lab, the clinical experience, the research, or your fully involved student government leadership, or your outstanding musical performances, or your incredible theatrical productions, or displaying unbelievable talent at your art exhibits, or through witnessing the thrill of victory in your athletic competitions and the winning of multiple team and individual championships, including yesterday. You showed me that Illinois Wesleyan University and Illinois Wesleyan students stand tall amongst our peers. It was with great joy that you introduced me to your traditions of homecoming and the Unity Gala, and most recently, the Fine Arts Festival. But more importantly, Wings Wednesday at Saga, and how to truly prepare on reading day by playing volleyball on the quad. My favorite part of this great university is its intimacy. We are a first-name university led by incredible faculty who choose to lead the way, who take the time to teach you and be with you inside and outside the classroom. They set a great example of how to build a sense of community. And you, the students, take it to a whole new level of being overly involved. I absolutely love that about you, being overly involved. In a time and a society with so many questions, I need only look out at this great group of graduates to find hope for the future of America. And with this, I would like to leave you with a final quote. A quote from one of Illinois Wesleyan's most prominent faculty from years gone by, none other than John Wesley Powell. The very words that Professor Powell wrote in his journal as he and his expedition paddled their way into the deep walls of the Grand Canyon on a stretch of the Colorado River in 1869. He wrote the following: "We have an unknown distance yet to run. What falls there are, we know not. What rocks beset the channel, we know not. What walls ride over the river, we know not. Ah, well, we may conjecture many things." As you look down the river of life before you, I know this: you've been equipped with one of the finest liberal arts educations in this great land of ours. You now have the tools, the oars or the paddles, so to speak, to navigate all of the challenges that lie before you. It's with this very confidence that the faculty and I now step back and applaud you. We now step back and will cheer from the balcony as we watch what great things you will accomplish on that river of life. Best wishes, and God bless. Now please welcome the chair of our Board of Trustees, 1974 graduate, Tim Zerlong.
Good afternoon. As a trustee and a member of the IWU community, there is perhaps no better experience than sharing in the energy of Commencement Day and greeting all of you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I offer a warm welcome first to all the great champions of our graduates here today, family, friends, and the dedicated faculty and staff of Illinois Wesleyan. We recognize and celebrate you today as well for the prominent role you have played in helping these successful students in their academic and personal growth during their time here. To our graduating students in the class of 25, congratulations to each of you on this great accomplishment. We are tremendously proud of you. Today is a day to savor your success and to reflect on the journey you've made. Regardless of your field of study, these years require dedication and resiliency in tackling new academic challenges. Also, the strength to overcome a disappointment or setback along the way. But I hope what you will remember most is the gratification that comes in academic success and discovery in the rich variety of studies we require here. Likewise, I hope life on this campus has brought new and lasting friendships as you participated in activities that taught the value of collaboration and further shaped your perspective. Graduates, in addition to your feelings of joy and excitement on this big day, there is often some feelings of apprehension about what lies ahead. I want to offer a reassurance to you that practically any IWU graduate could offer you. Your education and experience here have prepared you quite well for what lies ahead, whether your next step is to further your education or to embark on a career. You have here today what I would call a distinct advantage. I'd like to share a brief story I heard from a fellow alum recently. He had chosen to pursue a master's degree at one of the top universities in the country after his graduation from here. As he began his studies, he was very apprehensive about his ability to measure up against his fellow students. Yet after just a few months there, he discovered his education allowed him to not only perform well against his peers, but he found himself at the head of the class. He firmly believes Illinois Wesleyan gave him the tools and the knowledge he needed in his master's studies and in the very successful career that followed. Let me also share a common observation I often hear from the many employers of Illinois Wesleyan graduates. The common theme is this: the IWU education consistently produces employees that excel in any field. They emerge from the pack as very good thinkers, demonstrating strong skills in communication reflecting thoughtful perspective, and effectiveness in engaging with a wide spectrum of people. I hired many IWU grads in my career, and I was never disappointed. I believe this is a true Titan advantage. It comes from more than hard work. It is cultivated by the steady encouragement and deep and unwavering interest in the students that our gifted faculty always provide. The new and unexpected discoveries in academic pursuits that a liberal arts institution invites, and the vibrant campus life that provides diverse experiences and new and lasting relationships outside the classroom. Commencement is a time where lots of advice is offered to our graduates. I imagine you've had some. While I already have emphasized that you leave here with that Titan advantage, my brief advice is always to keep in mind how you found your success here. You succeeded here by a deep curiosity as you explored new things and excelled by an unwavering commitment and perseverance. It is my hope and expectation that your experience here strengthened your curiosity. The liberal arts cultivates that. A full life is best achieved by continuous learning, and curiosity paves the way. While there is more information at our fingertips today than ever before, tenacious curiosity is required more than ever to get the facts and achieve true understanding. As I said, it took strong commitment from all of you to earn your degree. True commitment takes much more than just showing up. It requires 100% engagement in every endeavor. Use this discipline you've developed without fail in all you do, as it will deliver the results you aim for and also project a contagious expectation of success, a pursuit of excellence that I believe will soon become your personal brand. So go forth with confidence that you have that Titan advantage. Be maniacally curious and unwavering in your commitment. Like all of your supporters here, I am betting you will excel in wherever life takes you. I've always been grateful for my Illinois Wesleyan education, and like many, came to fully appreciate the value of this experience over time, a discovery I know each and every one of you will make. We look forward to following your success in career and life, and know you will continue the legacy of accomplishments so prominent among our alumni today. I hope you will return to the campus often, remain connected to this place, and always feel very much at home at Illinois Wesleyan. Once again, our heartiest congratulations to the class of 25. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to you, the Illinois Wesleyan University class of 2025. I'm Dr. Derek Tillman Kelly, a member of the Illinois Wesleyan class of 2009, a member of the Board of Trustees, and the outgoing president of our Alumni Association Board of Directors. Graduations are special times. You're no doubt excited about the completion of courses or the much anticipated receipt of your degree. But in higher education, we use the word commencement because it's more than just the ending of something. It's an intentional beginning of the next opportunity, the next chapter, perhaps the next degree, the next phase of life. It's the next. And that likely comes with a mix of emotions. So I encourage you to lean into any and all of them. Slow down to fully experience today. Sit with the uncertainty. Skip with the anticipation. Jump with the joy, but please, I beg you, be open to the love and pride others have in you and in this accomplishment. Whether you're the first in your family to go to college like me, or a third-generation Titan, you've made it to today. Whether your diploma is in the canister when you open it, or it's not, like mine was not, we are still celebrating you today. Whether you enjoyed absolutely everything about your experience here, or had moments where this place was less than ideal, I am grateful that you continued with your Titan journey. And by crossing this stage and rubbing the pineapple, you will join more than 20,000 living alumni, fellow Titans. And we're so excited to welcome you to your next. I know the world around us can feel uncertain. Yes, the world around us is not all good, and there is much work to be done. Yet, I'm certain that you're ready to make the needed impact because you've already done it. While at Illinois Wesleyan, you were equipped with our university motto, which translates to knowledge and wisdom. And you embodied the do well, do good motto of IWU's 17th president, Minor Myers Jr. So as you leave Illinois Wesleyan and possibly Bloomington Normal, I invite you to put the knowledge you've acquired, whether in the classroom, through jobs, internships, externships, athletics, or extracurricular activities, with the wisdom you've gained by living, exploring, and testing limits, into practice to ensure that you can continue to do well for yourself and your family. Perhaps more importantly, today, do good for society and for our beloved alma mater. I hope you'll stay connected with each other, the Alumni Association, and with this university, because it's in our connection with others that we make meaning and the most of the life we live. Oh, and come back for homecoming in October. It's never too early to start planning or to return to campus as an alum. So with that, congratulations again, class of 2025, and welcome to our Alumni Association.
Hi everyone, my name is Francesca Smith, class of 2025. Welcome everyone. Thank you all for gathering here today as we celebrate the extraordinary class of 2025. Before we begin, I want to express my deepest gratitude. Thank you to the faculty and staff who showed up and supported us for these past 4 years, even when we didn't show up to class. Thank you to our family and friends for the love, encouragement, and steady support through both the struggles and triumphs. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. We began this journey together back in 2021. It's crazy to think of just how fast 4 years can fly by. We came to this campus as curious freshmen, unsure of what the future would hold, but here we are today, still standing. Well, most of us. We made it, and we did it together. We all came to Illinois Wesleyan from different places, whether that be a small town in the middle of nowhere, Chicago, really the suburbs, or a random state that makes everyone stop and ask, how did you end up here? We all came here for different purposes and passions, hoping to grow into the people we were meant to become. As a freshman, everything's extremely exciting and new. Meeting new friends in Funsel, or if you're lucky, Dirty Goo. Going through Turning Tiny Week, wondering which events we could skip without anyone noticing. Or meeting people that we didn't know would become our best friends 4 years later. We explored campus for the first couple of weeks and eventually stumbled across the RSO Fair, where we found the communities that would have a lasting impression on us, whether that be BSU, Student Senate, SASA, LEAD, Greek Life, or another one of the countless organizations we have the privilege to choose from. Freshman year feels like autumn, full of warmth and possibilities. The sunny days are long as you linger in the accomplishment and the glow from high school graduation. We briefly felt the prolonged effects of COVID until we finally were able to remove our masks and realized we had no idea what our classmates or professors looked like. We had new freedoms such as choosing our classes, hopefully never taking an 8 a.m., and maybe being lucky enough to have acting class with Professor Luda. Nothing could prepare us for the enthusiasm of what college had to bring. We were changing. The leaves began to shed from the trees, and so were our old selves, shedding into new versions as we embraced our Titan green. Next, as the weather began to change and the trees began bare, the winter bleakness began to hang over all of us. It's sophomore, junior year, and the classes are picking up. Those 100 levels are turning into 300 levels. The excitement turned into a challenge, and we started to question, how much more of this can I take? We wondered if we could keep going, but we could, and we did. Some of us studied abroad, or in my case, studied domestically. Iowa gave us the chance to explore our interests outside of the classroom and expand our knowledge on a wide range of cultures, values, and perspectives. As we took on new opportunities and shifted our focus into the future, we transformed into leaders, activists, entrepreneurs, and pioneers. The bonds and connections that we made as freshmen continue to flourish into friendships that will last a lifetime, and those strangers that we met during Turn Tiny Week will soon be our bridesmaids and groomsmen. The cold winter air didn't sting as much because we had each other. We enjoyed the time spent catching up with old friends in dugout or meeting in the library to cram for finals. We were met with adversity from all aspects of life. We became resilient because we learned to turn yesterday's problems into today's possibilities. We saw the fruits of our labor begin to bloom. The seeds that we planted were beginning to come into fruition as they were watered daily. We took advantage of the opportunities that were presented to us. Illinois Wesleyan has brought us to these friends and through these challenges for a reason, not just a season. The community fostered here is incomparable to any other, and the lessons learned on this campus are transferable in all aspects of life. Now, although you may have struggled through research methods, senior seminars, challenging the status quo, taking that one gen ed that everyone claimed to be so easy, or falling on ice while walking to your walkable class, we did it together and we're stronger for it. Now, it's senior year. The snow is starting to melt and the trees and flowers are blooming. The hard part is almost over and the finish line is so close. All the laughter, early morning workouts, late night studying, and millions of RSO meetings are suddenly distant memories. Time seems to fly by when you're having fun, or you're super busy. Instead of preparing for career fairs, we're now prepping for job interviews. All of our firsts are swiftly becoming last. Our last tour runs in the scorching August sun. The last time visiting your favorite professor's office. Last time sitting on the hot plate while Nigel stares you down. And your last time ordering your favorite drink from coffee shop and asking for light ice. If you know, you know. It's bittersweet. As the moments that we have created here begin to come to an end and we close this chapter of our lives to start a new one, we begin to reminisce on the incredible relationships that we have cultivated here. Whether that be friends that we now see as family, professors that challenge us to be our best, or coaches that believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves. Illinois Wesleyan gave us the room to grow, fail, and evolve. The people who have helped shape our lives for the better and the experiences that have granted us the space to grow while making mistakes will forever hold a special place in our hearts. As we reflect on challenges we overcame and the chances that we took, we realize that none of it would have been possible without a community of people who took the time to nurture the seeds that were planted the first day that we stepped foot on this campus. Thus, although it may be sad that we celebrated our last homecoming weekend, our last CCIW championship, went to our last Stuff a Plush, picked up our last sticker of the month, or ate our last Wing Wednesday in Saga, memories as precious as these last a lifetime. The impact that we have made on this campus will be felt for generations. You are all part of my story here, and for that, I would like to say thank you. Class of 2025, you are truly special. Finally, the things that we have accomplished in these past 4 years are astonishing, and I couldn't be more honored to graduate with a more astute and ambitious group of leaders. We are the future, and although it may seem like dark times, we are the light that can and will shine through. Your passion and hunger for greatness is so inspiring. So I ask you this: how will you utilize the knowledge, resources, and relationships that have been bestowed upon you to create a better tomorrow. Compassion and courage go a long way. Our diverse backgrounds and individual identities are what make us stronger, because while there's power in numbers, there's even greater influence in solidarity. Let us lead with empathy, resilience, and a commitment to doing well and doing good in big and small ways. I want to leave you with the words from Vice President Kamala Harris. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. So to my fellow student athletes, you are more than your records, rankings, and that one game or meet that didn't go your way. There is much more to you than your athletic abilities. To my fellow minority students and students of color, you belong in every space and room that you walk in. Take up space. You are not a byproduct of DEI, but a trailblazer for little girls and boys that look and sound just like you. To my fellow women in the class of 2025, we're just as capable, just as brilliant, and more than deserving. Keep breaking ceilings. To our Titan men, use your voice, your strength, and your influence to lead with purpose and integrity. To my fellow first-gen students, give yourselves a round of applause. We're our ancestors' wildest dreams, the start of a tremendous legacy. To the LGBTQIA+ and non-binary community, we see you, we hear you, we support you, and we celebrate you. And to the entire class of 2025, we're making history as one of the most inimitable, passionate, and purpose-driven classes to graduate from Illinois Wesleyan University. Go out into the world and be the light in dark places, the spark that ignites change, and the flame that never dies out. Congratulations.
Nice job, Francesca. And she just told me she was all conference too, so congratulations. Professor Jim Simeone here. I teach in the political science department. And I want to thank the students and the Student Senate for the honor of being named Professor of the Year, but I have to accept it under protest. I have to protest because I know about all the great professors, the great and talented professors on this campus. And I know I'm not the best teacher in my department, let alone on campus. I'm not even the best teacher in my family. Kathy Zerkowski gets that prize. But my innovation as a teacher is the claim, objection, rejoinder, persuasive argument format. And let's face it, it's not Aristotle. It doesn't have the snappy panache of logos, ethos, pathos. But my protesting Student Senate is a kind of running joke I have with my classes. I am the faculty advisor for the Peace Garden Club, and every year we put in for funds, and every year Student Senate changes its rules for how to get funds. Each year, what should be a straightforward request turns into a year-long struggle. And as I recount these stories to the students, I'm able to point out, this is how power works. More particularly, it is how what political scientists call the second dimension of power works. That's where a group of people use the power they already have, like getting elected to Student Senate, to set the agenda and create a new set of rules to their own advantage. It's the kind of administrative jujitsu that we are all familiar with. But it really comes home to the students when I can point to an example that is right in front of their face. But looking at you now and thinking of you all as a new generation making your way out into the world, I don't regret all those Student Senate jokes and all our classes focusing on power. because I realize that an education in power and how it works is in fact just what you will need to navigate the brave new world American democracy is entering. I think especially of all our debates in the constitutional law civil liberties classes. We discussed the limits of the government's power of censorship and the reasons behind hate speech laws. Your generation has turned my generation's civil liberties assumptions on their head. You all pretty much are in lockstep in defending bans on hate speech. I'm guessing it was all that anti-bullying education you received in middle school. Bullies, I have heard you argue, are not trying to persuade anyone, but using speech to harm and self-promote. I've heard you argue that governmental censorship of hate speech is justified to protect others from harassment, a civil offense, or from offensive speech. This approach contrasts greatly with my generation's solution to hate speech, which was more speech, organized speech to counter it. Hate speech itself had to be tolerated because no clear definition of offensive speech exists. That was the approach counseled when I was in high school, and the American Nazis were proposing to march in Skokie, Illinois. The priests at my high school encouraged us to participate in a counter rally, and they named Fiddler on the Roof as our school's musical to teach us the meaning of the word pogrom. I still stand by my generation's more speech approach, but I have at least been persuaded by your generation that the issue is a debatable one. Such debate should feature claims, which are not simply conclusions, but conclusions with a reason. It is commonly said that you have a right to your own opinions, but not to your own facts. In a democratic republic, the obligation goes further. You have an obligation to offer public reasons for your opinions, reasons we all can examine and discuss. It is only then that we've become the republic of reason our founders intended. I urge you to keep debating issues and making claims. It is the core of democratic civic engagement. Your class has been a remarkably engaged one. When I think back on your class, I think of your courage. Remember the COVID semester we had intense? And I think of your intelligence, your commitment to reading. Yes, bucking all trends in higher education, we actually kept reading books together. And I encourage you to develop a lifelong habit of reading. As for the future of American democracy, I'm afraid your generation has a struggle on its hands. So let me end with a bit of rhetoric. Claim. American democracy is in danger because its people have become a nation of conclusion asserters who ignore the reasons for their conclusions. Giving reasons is far from sufficient, but it is necessary in public debate. Listening to and scrutinizing other people's reasons and screening them for sense is the only legitimate way to have rule by the people. Objection. Focusing on public reason sounds good in theory, Professor Simeone, but in practice and in politics, people are motivated by emotions like resentment. People often don't know themselves why they support one view or another. They are under the sway of what political scientists call the third dimension of power, a kind of Svengali-like hypnotic hold leaders or the common sense assumptions have over them. As Justice Brandeis put it, men feared witches and burnt women. Rejoinder. Granted, power does operate in devious ways. But this is something the founders of our republic understood. They were fully aware of the excesses of the Puritan past. That's why they structured the Constitution with freedom of speech and press, banned the establishment of religion, and included separation of powers and bicameralism to check the power of passions. To quote Justice Brandeis, the founders knew that order cannot be secured merely through fear of punishment for its infraction, that it is hazardous to discourage thought, hope, and imagination, that fear breeds repression, that repression breeds hate, that hate menaces stable government, that the path of safety lies in the opportunity to discuss freely supposed grievances and proposed remedies, and that the fitting remedy for evil counsels is good ones. Brandeis is saying that democracy requires courage. We should hold to the civic faith Brandeis espouses. So my rejoinder sounds a hopeful note. It also issues the challenge. It calls on you to be courageous. Remember those tents? I know you have it in you. But don't kid yourselves. You're in for the fight of your lives. Thank you.
There is a long tradition in higher education of appointing faculty members to endowed professorships and chairs. At Illinois Wesleyan, this honor is reserved for members of the faculty who have distinguished themselves through exemplary teaching and active engagement of students, outstanding scholarship and/or artistic achievement, and service at the very highest levels of the university. The guiding principle in awarding an endowed professorship or chair is that the individual represents our highest aspirations for faculty members on this campus. Endowed professors or chairs are listed on page 16 in your commencement booklet. At this time, I ask that all endowed professors and chairs please rise to be recognized. Distinguished academic achievement by our students is recognized in a variety of ways at Illinois Wesleyan. I refer you now to the graduation honors in your commencement booklet on pages 2 and 3. Cumulative academic distinction is noted by the awarding of the Latin honors summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. The honor appears in the program with the graduate's name after their major field of study and is printed on their diploma. We commend these students for outstanding scholarly performance over the course of their years at Illinois Wesleyan. 11 students are graduating with research honors awarded for their projects of original research under the guidance of a faculty member. Finally, each year we announce the nominees and recipients of several other commencement honors. The Hope Ellen Pape President's Club Award in the Fine Arts is given to Kaylee Hinton from the School of Theater Arts. The Annabelle Scroggin Anderson Award is given to Jade Kaminska. The John L. Clark Award in Literary Studies is presented to Olivia Dowd. The Nikki K. Pape President's Club Award for Excellence in Writing is given to Asia Rogers. The Professor David Bailey Prize in Chemistry is awarded to Jessica Isaac. The Harold C. Hodges President's Club Award in Natural Science and Mathematics is presented to Jade Kaminska. The Donald R. Kane Memorial Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Humanities is given to MJ Soria. The Robert S. Eckley President's Club Award in Social Science is presented to Melinda Bergen. The Caroline F. Rupert Nursing Award is given to Izzy Cerno. The Catherine Riedelbach Baker Music Award is presented to Abby Hagen. The William T. Beatles Award for Exceptional Achievement in Business Administration is awarded to Evie Wilson. The Jack C. Fields Prize for Excellence in Accounting is being given jointly to two individuals this year, Ashley Fair and Amanda Victoria Balaba. The Larry Shue Drama Award is presented to Timothy Burhouse. The Hester Merwin Ayers Art Achievement Award is given to Aidan McNewitz. Congratulations to all of you. One of the most significant recognitions that a university can bestow upon an individual is an honorary degree. At Illinois Wesleyan, this tradition reflects a desire to recognize those who have distinguished themselves personally and professionally, and whose lives demonstrate a commitment to values consistent with the mission of the university. All nominations are reviewed by the Honorary Degrees Committee and approved by the Board of Trustees. This year, we recognize Mark Toludo, class of 1994. Mark is a class of 94 alumnus with a degree in computer science, mathematics, and business. He was a four-year letterman and captain of the football team and a member of Tau Kappa Epsilon. Mark's early career was at Accenture and Deloitte Consulting, in addition to smaller technology and consulting startups. He eventually founded Fruition Partners, a consulting and system integration company focused on SaaS software company ServiceNow that grew to employ over 300 people and operated on 4 continents. Fruition was awarded a place in the Inc. 500. It was Forbes magazine #1 inner city company in 2014 and was recognized by Brill Street as a top 50 employer. Fruition was acquired by DXC, where Mark and the team doubled its size by globally consolidating and integrating numerous ServiceNow regional partners. Mark collaborated with private equity firm Sunstone Capital as a board member for Onika, an AWS cloud firm that was acquired by Rackspace in 2019. He then collaborated again to form Thirdera as chairman of the board in 2021, where they created the largest ServiceNow system integrator with 6 acquisitions and 1,000 people, and were acquired by Cognizant in 2024. During this same time period, Mark has been a member of the IWU Board of Trustees and a regular contributor to the Illinois Wesleyan student community as our entrepreneur in residence, which involves co-teaching a class in entrepreneurship and helping students run a locally owned Airbnb house. He is a major contributor to the Petrick Idea Center. He provides seed funds for student enterprises and new businesses and grant funding for experiential education. Mark is currently a board member and investor in numerous software and services companies ranging from aviation automation and restaurants to honey sweetened chocolate and SEC compliance. But his greatest accomplishment by far, in his view, is his family, wife Noelle, and 4 children, Lucas, Aniala, Colton, and Carter. Please welcome Provost Marvin.
Mark Toludo, a 1994 graduate of Illinois Wesleyan University with a degree in computer science, mathematics, and business, a 4-year letterman and captain of the football team, and a proud member of Tau Kappa Epsilon. Whereas you have distinguished yourself through a visionary career in technology, entrepreneurship, and leadership, founding Fruition Partners, an award-winning global consulting firm, and growing it into an organization employing over 300 people across 4 continents. And whereas you have continued to build and lead transformative ventures, collaborating with multiple enterprises, most recently serving as chairman of the board for Third Era, where you helped create the largest ServiceNow system integrator. And whereas you have remained deeply engaged with your alma mater, serving on the Board of Trustees, acting as entrepreneur in residence by co-teaching classes and mentoring students, supporting the Petrick Idea Center, and providing critical seed funding to entrepreneur, student innovations, and experiential learning opportunities. It is therefore with tremendous pride in you and great admiration for your many accomplishments and your unwavering dedication to Illinois Wesleyan University and to its students that the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University salutes you and confers upon you, Mark Toludo, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters this 4th day of May, 2025.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I hereby confer upon you, Mark Toludo, the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Hi, how's it going? Good? All right, good. President Zenger, Chairman Zerlong, Illinois Wesleyan, faculty and staff, many thanks for this truly incredible opportunity. When I was first asked to give these remarks and send you, the class of 2025, on its way into the world, I considered all the lessons I wanted to share. It's been 30 years of ups and downs, and I asked them, how many hours do I get to speak? And they said about 15 minutes. So my first lesson to you is every budget meeting, you're going to get about 10% of what you want, and you just got to figure it out. But it's great to see some of you. I've actually taught some of you at class with Professor Gerstner, so I have just a couple questions, a few survey, if I may. If I've actually taught you in class, could you raise a hand? All right, way to go. If you're an entrepreneurship major or an entrepreneurship minor, could you also raise your hand? Okay. If you've ever taken any class in entrepreneurship, could you raise your hand? Well, okay, that's pretty good. Okay, well, good. That settles one question. I think I'm here to spend a little bit of time trying to explain to you how I got from there, sitting as a computer science graduate, to here as an entrepreneur. And wish me luck. So, you know, my story is like yours. Before I even got to Wesleyan, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, in a small farm town about halfway to Kankakee. I was the youngest of 3 kids, loving parents, Beverly and Joseph, and each of my parents was the first to go to college in their family. They believed in the power of education so much they became educators themselves. My father taught biology, anatomy, photography at Bolingbrook High School. Nobody? Not even a whoop? Okay. And my father was a pharmacist by trade, but would later become a doctor of pharmacy and travel the country creating experiential education programs for colleges of pharmacy. Now, for our purposes, when I was 7 years old, my parents agreed to take the risk. They put themselves out there and they started a small business. More specifically, it was a neighborhood pharmacy that my mother would run and my father would support however he could. But the pharmacy was way more than that to me. It was a place where the whole family worked, my siblings, my parents, my grandparents. It was where customers were friends. They came in for good conversation with my mom about health, lives, medications. I didn't really consider my parents business owners or entrepreneurs. They put their hearts into their craft, and it was just part of our lives. It was where my parents could be creative about the goods and services they offered, and it was where a 7-year-old like me, I could wander the aisles, straighten out the shelves. I'd take inventory on the slow days, and on the busy days, I would be counting pills with my mom, which I'm certain was and still is illegal. But while I couldn't fully comprehend the details of the business, I knew the store, as we called it, would really be a chapter in my life forever. And while it It meant my dad couldn't quite get a summer vacation from teaching, and my mom would be doing the accounting on actual books of paper on weekend nights. It meant that our camping vacations now had a hotel. It meant that we could actually finally afford a TV, but somehow not air conditioning. I don't know why. And it meant their children could go to college, and that meant that I could go to Illinois Wesleyan. So class of 2025, first off, I know this is a celebration of your work, but I also know there's a ton of people that helped contribute to how you got here and made sure you stayed here. So hopefully you've thanked them and have been very appreciative. Now, I came to Illinois Wesleyan because of a scrappy young football coach named Normesh. I never thought I'd play college football, but he saw something in me I didn't see in myself. And my first experience at Wesleyan was double days on a dry, grassy football field in August, where really I quickly realized two things. One is Central Illinois has bees that live in the grass that I sit on, so that came quick. And the second was that I just had to work a lot harder. Wesleyan was going to expect way more of me than anything else I had done before this. So over my 4 years here, I made friends for a lifetime. We shared experiences we still joke about literally to this day. And while I did enjoy classes in my major and minor, it was the classes that were outside of my comfort zone, like the fine arts, ancient literature, philosophy, foreign language, religion, that changed me the most because they enhanced my perspective and my outlook. Now, when my graduation day finally came, there were two events I remember clearly, and neither of them is the commencement speaker, so it's okay. The first one was I came up on stage and I tried to claim summa cum laude from the provost when he announced my name. It didn't work, so don't try it. And the second one was I sat back down with my diploma and I realized my degree said Mark Toledo, Bachelor of Arts. How did a computer science major with minors in math and business get a degree in arts? I had some questions. But although I was admitted to the liberal arts university, I really didn't understand what that meant. And now I'm certain you all understand what a liberal arts degree is, but maybe for our guests, I'll just briefly cover the fact. In ancient Greece, just a few thousand years ago, the term liberalis ars, pardon my Latin, was used to describe an education for the free citizens, or the liberalis, to become practiced in the ars of civic society. It's a combination of knowledge and artisanship, and simply stated, it's a philosophy that believes in a more well-rounded education in pursuit of universal understanding. Thank you, ChatGPT. So class of 2025, this is really the beginning of your education. Even if you are just happy to graduate and move on with life, I can confidently tell you that from your experience here, you already think differently and with a broader aperture than most people. The liberal arts education you've received from these truly caring people is truly unique. I didn't set out to do anything more than program some computers, but life has a funny way of moving the goalposts. And if it wasn't for this type of education, I wouldn't be speaking to you here today. So how did this all happen and why am I here? Yeah, good question. Before graduation, I decided to accept the single job offer that I had. Luckily, for a computer science major in the 90s, the World Wide Web, the information superhighway. Does anybody remember the Y2K disaster that never happened? Just checking. And the dot-com bubble that actually did happen. So for about 5 years, I traveled the country. I was a technology consultant working across a bunch of different industries, and I got to see cosmopolitan cities like San Francisco, New York, and Cleveland. But I changed jobs 4 times in 8 years. I was always looking for something smaller and more personable. By 2003, I decided it was time to quit my job and just go out on my own. My girlfriend, soon-to-be wife, was supportive, but I'm certain she, like myself, really didn't understand or know how that would change our lives for better or for worse. But for years, I was a solo act. I was an independent contractor doing my work for one customer. And the two definitions of company were in conflict. The first being having a business, and the second being a group of people. So I had a company and I had no company. The business didn't even have a name, a brand, or a website. I was just basically barely making a living. I was able to recruit one friend from a failed software startup company that we worked at years ago named Patrick. He was our former head of marketing and also an aspiring improv comedian. Now, just knowing him and his craft was enough motivation for me to realize I actually needed a lot more of that influence in my life. So I actually furthered my education in the liberal arts, partially for personal development and partially for pleasure. I took voice lessons to help me speak publicly. How's it going so far? All right, it was worth the money? That's all right. I rekindled a lost enjoyment of sketching. I took music lessons. I was an occasional sous chef. And I even became an improv performer, playing on stage for a few years. But it was during this time I think I learned something that is actually the key to entrepreneurship. One time after an improv show at some random Chicago bar, when the team of 5 of us were catching up and said, well, how did we do? And the team, they all were very excited. Everybody was really happy with it. Not me. Nope. I expressed our faults. I thought we could do better. And I could still see the joy fade in their eyes. What I couldn't see was the most important thing that we had just done. It wasn't about being clever and getting laughs. It was having the courage to even get on the stage at all. The chef, the actor, the musician, they all put themselves out there every day. Now, fear of failure is often listed as a reason people don't take a risk and don't make a career out of their passion. But I'd argue it's not the fear of failure. It's more a fear of humiliation and embarrassment. The phrase put yourself out there has a meaning that I've come to understand as you put yourself out on a limb. You got to go high in that tree for everybody to see. But if you really believe in your art and your craft and your performance, there's really nothing to be embarrassed about. Now, I myself had a company, but I was too afraid to make a mistake and put myself further out on that limb. So I went all in. I put my heart into my performance and my craft. My canvas was my whiteboard. My stage was a webinar. My instrument was a keyboard of a computer. My audience was my employees and then our customers. And my purpose was no longer to just make an income. It was to help customers innovate and modernize their companies. I didn't fear the humiliation. I actually embraced it and learned from it. Okay, pausing again for audience interaction. Quick survey of graduates. How many of you are performers? Okay, see, now there's a very specific group. Love it. All right, but I'm going to go a lot. I'm going to ask this. It's a trick question. I'm going to ask it differently. How many of you have had to put yourself out there for your coaches, for your fans, for the audience members, for your parents, for your friends, for your professors, to watch you succeed or fail at anything? Okay, it's not you, it's everybody else. That's the point. There you go, thanks. Now, you've all put yourself out on a limb already. Sports teams have fans, a theater has an audience, musicians have listeners, students have teachers, nurses have patients, and entrepreneurs have employees and customers. I hope you feel the confidence to take as many of those opportunities to take that risk as you can to grow, to learn, and develop yourself. There's a saying in improv that's meant to prevent you from overthinking and stay in the moment, and that is, the more you wait, the more you wait. My advice is seek out these opportunities. They make your life way more enriching. And if you think I'm trying to convince you to be an entrepreneur, I actually am. All right, hold on. Where was I? 2008. Whew, that was a good one. Unfortunately, just because I found this purpose did not mean I ran a good business at all, or I could control the world economy. During this time, I got married. I was starting to have a family. After 5 years of fits and starts, I was hitting the bottom. If I had a degree in spending money, I would have already had a PhD by now. The Great Recession of 2008 was in full swing. Banks weren't lending money. Customers weren't buying, and I was exhausted. I was robbing Peter, and then I would rob Paul, just to stay in business. I sold my car to pay the mortgage. I spent all of our cash fixing up an old house we called home. We had one child and another one on the way. My wife, who was my angel and investor, who was working a full-time job to pay our bills while I toiled at some seeming fool's errand of entrepreneurship, sat me down and said, "Could you please tell me how much debt we're actually in?" Okay, so I tallied up the business debt, the credit card debt, the business credit card debt, the second mortgage, the third mortgage I didn't actually tell her about, and I provided a rather staggering number, one that would probably have taken me a decade of regular work to pay off. To my utter surprise, you guys must have a lot of pollen down here. She wasn't upset. She simply asked, "What's the plan?" And after seeing our staggering debt on a small Post-it note, she actually encouraged me to keep going. I'm not sure what she saw in me that I didn't see in myself, but she wouldn't give up on me. I had someone that was willing to put in and go out on the limb with me. And at this moment, I was almost ready to sell the entire company because I was just done. And she said, "Keep going." And that advice was the end of the beginning for Fruition Partners. Oh, we named it Fruition Partners. So during the very worst economic turmoil in 80 years, we took our very last bet. We went far out on that limb with a small software company called ServiceNow. They were 30 people. They were surfing out of their offices in San Diego, actually on waves, not the internet. They had a dozen or so customers, and they were just starting to grow. Fruition, we were 8 people hanging on by a thread. I told people I would pay them $1 over unemployment. I just wish they would stick around. And to my surprise, they did. Now, fast forwarding, ServiceNow would eventually grow to be a $170 billion software company and one of the fastest growing software companies in the world. Our final bet had paid off beyond our wildest dreams, and Fruition started to grow so fast we could barely keep up. In the 5 years prior, we struggled to exist, and the 4 years after, we grew to hundreds of employees and took on investors. We hired a lot of talent in those 4 years, but we focused on the people that appreciated our unique blend of quirky culture, universal understanding, and artisan craftsmanship. We hired the most talented and well-rounded people we could find, but more importantly, I leaned heavily on the people that are sitting next to me at this very event 31 years ago. I came back to Wesleyan, we hired interns, we hired employees. The people in this room, my peers, they helped me in finance, legal, marketing, insurance, and banking. So class of 2025, you are quite literally surrounded by friends and family that will be forever part of your story on your journey. Lean on each other in hard times. Learn from each other in good times. In the memorable words of Coach Esch, one of the most important decisions you can make in life is deciding who you will spend it with. From the support of my wife to the people that took a chance and helped build Fruition, Annika, Third Era, Four Corners, and so many other endeavors, it was less about the company you start and all about the company that you keep. But I never actually answered the other question, why am I here? Well, I've spent the last 10 years working on entrepreneurship with college students here at Wesleyan, like some of you. Well, there's one thing I didn't tell you about that pharmacy. It was that my mom actually taught college interns at the pharmacy. They would come, and they were great pharmacists, and she realized something, that they knew their craft, they knew their trade, but they all wanted to open up a pharmacy someday. And they didn't know how to do accounting, they didn't know how to do marketing, they didn't know how to do HR. So when she went off and worked at other colleges, she made sure to set up programs that also taught the students how to make sure they could accomplish those dreams by being able to run that business. So to be clear, I was a computer science major because I thought math was really hard. I didn't ever plan on being an entrepreneur, but I'm not actually sure that most people do. And I'm not even too sure what the definition of entrepreneur actually is. We make an assumption that entrepreneurs are business-first people, but I think the opposite is true. I've never gone into a store where business was on the shelves, where I got a hot slice of business delivered via Uber Eats, or actually bought an extra large size of business. I believe an entrepreneur is a music major that opens a recording studio, a nursing major that runs a telehealth home care service, a theater major that manages a stage lighting business or starts their own theater, a fine arts major that builds a design and branding agency, a political science major that runs and acquires insurance agencies, a finance major that opens a chain of restaurants across the country, an international business major that runs an e-commerce company, a history major that becomes a general counsel for multiple startups, and a CPA that becomes a CFO for a startup construction company, or a computer science major that runs a consulting company. And you may have guessed it, every single one of those was a Wesleyan grad, and there are people I know that are running those businesses today. So, at some point on my journey, purpose became more important than profit. Giving whatever time and resources I can to help others succeed at their endeavors is now my reason for being here. It's my why. I want to help you take any stage. I want to help people reach a little farther when they go out on that limb. So one of the first things I did after selling Fruition 10 years ago, I came to Wesleyan to fund an entrepreneurship minor so that any major can understand what it would mean to make their passion their career. And we've accomplished a lot in those last 10 years. And by we, I mean mostly all the faculty and staff. We've had regular pitch contests, we've funded new business ideas, we've toured alumni businesses, we have guest speakers, we've taught classes where students start dozens of micro businesses, and currently that revenue is nearing $100,000 to date. We've had 2 houses near campus run by 20 different students as an Airbnb. We've raised money to break ground on an entire building dedicated to inspiring new ideas. And IWU has achieved the rank of the top 10 entrepreneurship program in the nation. And most relevant to you students, our graduates actually start businesses at 3 times the national average. It's true. So class of 2025, this isn't the finish line, it's the starting line. You leave today with a degree in your hand, but more importantly, a liberal arts education that has taught you how to learn and thrive. The family, the friends, the coaches, the professors, the advisors, the staff, and alumni that are here today in this body and spirit will support you on your journey in whatever direction and whatever limb you want to climb out on. This incubator called Illinois Wesleyan has an incredible team of educators and administrators who continue to create an environment where students like you, like me, can realize your potential. So I only ask one thing. I'm almost done. You ready? Come back. Just come back from your journey. Share it with the next generation. That's all I ask. And I leave you with a favorite quote that embodies this fine institution of liberal arts. A community grows strong when people plant trees under the shade of which they will never sit. Class of 2025, thank you, congratulations, and good luck.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you to all of our speakers. Graduates, are you ready for the awarding of your degrees? We will start with the School of Nursing and Health Sciences.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing and Health Sciences, it is my pleasure to present to you those candidates who have completed all requirements for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Alexa Lynn Anders, cum laude. Hannah Christine Astudillo. Megan Eliza Valencia Barameta, cum laude. Kayla Lynn Borg. Hannah Jill Braun. Lena Paige Chaveria, magna cum laude. Alana Joy Ann Coggins. Morgan Madeline Sophie Couvert. Nicholas Allen de Lima Espejo. Janet Elizabeth Uema. Mia Joy Fiandaca, cum laude. Molly Lynn Flandro. Spencer Fulton, magna cum laude. Nope, yep. Isabella Garcia, cum laude. Sierra Nicole Gardner. Carita Alicia Grant. Natalie Elise Heaton, magna cum laude. Imani Nija Horton, magna cum laude. Kylie Jo Hundman. Devin Teray Kennedy. Emily Ann Clefman. Lauren Kruper. Angel Lorraine Lee. Davion Samaj Lemon. Alyssa Nicole Louder. Damon Jeremy McDonald. Brianna Kylie McNeil. Abigail Rose Morris, cum laude. Catherine Margaret Palmer. Amelia Marie Pena. Yovan Prez, cum laude. Grace Marie Petrie. Tessa Marie Ens Preheim, magna cum laude. Noor Aldeen Mahmoud Katanani. Izzy Katori Cernel. Grace Caroline Spader, magna cum laude. Samantha Mae Washington. Lucas Bean Wentz, cum laude. Victoria Renee Witzig. Summer Yee, cum laude.
We will now move to the College of Fine Arts. First, we will award the School of Art and Design and the School of Theater Arts.
Mr. President, it's my pleasure to present to you all candidates who have completed the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts.
For candidates in the School of Art and Design receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art, Keisha Lynn Jankoyak, magna cum laude. Aiden McNewitz, summa cum laude. Logan Michael Shoemaker, magna cum laude.
For the candidates in the School of Theater Arts, receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Arts, including acting, theater design and technology, and music theater. Asante Adai Carlo Englade. Timothy Ross Burhouse, magna cum laude. Olivia Jean Dowd, summa cum laude. Lucy Catherine Harmon, magna cum laude. Kaylee Hinton, cum laude. Tessa Elizabeth Krusik, magna cum laude. Daniel Andrew Porre Jr., cum laude. Isabel Jeanette Rodriguez, cum laude. Allison Marie Santagrossi, cum laude.
We will now move to the School of Music.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Music, it is my pleasure to present those students who have successfully completed all requirements for the degrees Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degree Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education.
Lucas Lynn Barger. Abigail Alexandra Hagan, summa cum laude. Lacey Lane Hodge. Jenna J. Maui. Jonathan James Mead. Christian Scott Spear.
We will now proceed to the awarding of the bachelor degrees for the College of Liberal Arts.
Mr. President, it is my honor to present those candidates who have completed the requirements as defined by the faculty for the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
In recognition of the completion of the degree requirements,
Scott Ian Abramson, magna cum laude. Similolua Oluwatoni Taba Akinabawa. Omar Makud Ali Algamaz. Mia Alvarez. Claire Elizabeth Sigita Ansavicius. Marco Anderson. Michael James Anderson. Charles Allen Angel IV. Caden Chance Angel, cum laude. Alexis Diego Aranda Hernandez, magna cum laude. Novatine Fariza Azar. Michael Nicholas Bailey, cum laude. Mustafa Bakardan, cum laude. Amanda Victoria de la Peña Balaba, summa cum laude. Victoria Ballesteros Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Dalen Dewan Banks. Haley Alexis Barker. Emma Catherine Basner, magna cum laude. Trey Darren Bazell, summa cum laude. Takariana Beans. Chase Allen Bites, summa cum laude. Artist Xavier Benjamin. Lauren Chantel Ben. Dominic Jacob Bennett, cum laude. John Bakery. Colin Wyatt Berg. Alyssa Renee Bernier. Grace Riley Byer, magna cum laude. Nabil Bimani, magna cum laude. Jacob Christopher Bickett, magna cum laude. William Christian Bivona, summa cum laude. Trayson Thomas J. Bixby. Eleanor Francis Blue. Griffin Samuel Bollinger. Carson Jean Leanne Bollinger. Abhinav Reddy Bomavetti. Jaden Lynn Bothy, summa cum laude. Justin Tyler Brusso, magna cum laude. Melinda Natalie Bergen, magna cum laude. Keenan Noah Burgos, magna cum laude. Madeline O. Buxton, magna cum laude. James G. Capecci, magna cum laude. Jonas A. Capek, magna cum laude. Cecilia Carey. Nathaniel Jude Carlson, cum laude. Liana Rose Carr. Jeremiah Andrew Carroll. Dallas Amaris Carter. Carla Arandia Casas Garcia, cum laude. M. Christine Sue Chamberlain. Segan Chambers. Yandeep Chintala, summa cum laude. Kathleen Elizabeth Christian, magna cum laude.
Annalise Elizabeth Chudy, magna cum laude. Eduardo Cisneros. Chenille Michael Claiborne. Michelle, sorry. Shasta Nicole Clark. Quinn Patrick Clifford, summa cum laude. Christian Alexander Cloutier. Robert Conroy. Melanie Lisette Corral. Tyler Scott Crawford. Ezekiel Cross, magna cum laude. Aiden James Krauthamel, magna cum laude. Abigail Grace Dahlem. Rowan Patrick Dano, summa cum laude. Joshua Michael Davis. Thomas Asher Day. Samantha Marie Sefernick D'Souza, summa cum laude. Benjamin James Diener, cum laude. Jordan Marie De Silva, magna cum laude. Isabella Tiger Lily Dixon. Vincent Paul Di Casola. Carter Anthony Dilger, magna cum laude. Moira Fiona Doran, cum laude. Justin Frederick Doucette. William Robert Duff, cum laude. Isaac Eastburn. Sebastian Thomas Edenhofer, magna cum laude. Colin W. Elledge, magna cum laude. Kayla Ellis. Chase Alexander Epperson. Abby Erdman, magna cum laude. Kennedy Estes, summa cum laude. Cole A. Favor, cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Fair, summa cum laude. Peyton Allen Feldman, summa cum laude. Tristan James Figgis. Ethan Isaac Feynman, magna cum laude. Nicholas Allen Fish. Audra K. Fish. Declan John Flaherty. Daniel Flores Gomez, magna cum laude. Emma C. Foreman. Juanice Marie Foster. Jack E. Friedewald. Hadley Jorn Fudge, magna cum laude. Freddie E. Gamara. Joseph David Gaskill, cum laude. Quinn Kirkpatrick Gifford, summa cum laude. Jacob Andrew Giese, magna cum laude. Abigail Jada. Ezekiel Glatz, magna cum laude. Michael Edward Glavin, cum laude. April Jennifer Gluting. Abigail Laura Good, summa cum laude. Abby Jane Grau, summa cum laude. Alexandria Green, cum laude. Nicholas William Gritton, cum laude. Adam Lloyd Grunder. Nicholas Edward Grill, summa cum laude. James Francis Gurgon III. Marissa Fern Hagler, summa cum laude. Joseph Martin Ham II, cum laude. Morgan Harrington, cum laude. Charlotte Louise Hart. Justin William Hart, magna cum laude. Tyson William Hart, magna cum laude. Luke Arthur Hartkey, cum laude. Brady Christopher Hartman. Alexander Jordan Harvey. Samuel Thomas He, magna cum laude. Caleb Elijah Himes. Quinlan Arthur Henry. Anthony Jeffrey Hernandez, magna cum laude. Bryce Benjamin Bradford Hess. Dawson James Higginbotham, magna cum laude. Joshua Matthew Lavacek, magna cum laude. Audrey Quillen Hofstetter, magna cum laude. Kenneth Michael Holdman. Nicholas Albert Horrocks, magna cum laude. Lauren Carol Huber, cum laude. Tyler Mark Irwin, magna cum laude.
Jessica Sharon Isaac, summa cum laude. Natalie Marie Jaycox, summa cum laude. Matthew David Janiak. Bennett Elijah Jennings. Lacey Samantha Jerkadis. Shawan Ting Jia, summa cum laude. Brooks Jeffrey Johnson, cum laude. Axel Juarez Mejia, magna cum laude. Carter Cruz Cameron, magna cum laude. Inga Kaminska, summa cum laude. Miles Austin Key. Miles Carl Keaton. Ryan William Kelly. Hunter Allen Kennedy. Allison Rose Kern. Asad Ahsan Khan, cum laude. Ava Isabel Corey, cum laude. Clarissa J. King. Justin George King. John Kiddo. Caitlin Nicole Knutson. Hannah Louise Kokar. Madeline Catherine Copy. Jake Dimitri Coogan. Corey Dale Kruger Jr. Carly Ray Keel, magna cum laude. Jennifer Elizabeth Kuhn, summa cum laude. Alexander Joseph Kula, magna cum laude. Christian Joseph Ladewig, summa cum laude. Tyler Nicholas Lagme, cum laude. Anthony John Lamantia. Audrey Marie Lamphere, magna cum laude. Nicholas Charles Larson. Addison Leanne Laumer, magna cum laude. Aiden Gilles Lavoie. Nathan Christopher Leith. Nathaniel D. Lehman. J. Allen Lemonager. Lauren Nicole Lilienthal, cum laude. Vincenzo G. Lombardo, cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Loy, summa cum laude. Macy Philomena Ludwig, summa cum laude. Angel Gabriel Macias. Joel Alejandro Madrigal. Neve Christine Mahoney, cum laude. Matthew John Maloney. Paige Pauline Manning, cum laude. Avelino Marvin Ramirez, cum laude. Emily Brooke Marks. Marcus Zachariah Marshall. Carla Michelle Martinez Ramos, magna cum laude. Noah Nicholas Marks, cum laude. Samaya Lynette Heaven Matthews. Caitlin Julia McCain, magna cum laude.
Ryan Feely McCoy. Morgan Richard McFarland. Emma Susan McGrath, magna cum laude. Colin James McKibben. Julia Catherine McMahon. Joelle Renee McMillan. Josh Michael McMillan, summa cum laude. Zachary Allen McNeese. William Henry McNulty, cum laude. Christian Aaron May, cum laude. Austin Jordan Metz, summa cum laude. Dylan Patrick Meyer. Christina Faith Miller, summa cum laude. Shane Lee Miller. Mallory Nancy Mills. Kerrigan Marlene Minch. Keely Ann Moore. Jacqueline Moreno. Kyle Brandon Morrissey, cum laude. Rose Moss. Jenny Magdalene Moholland, magna cum laude. Ryan Scott Myers. Madison Ray Negley. Xander Razael Nesby. Stephen James Nickish, magna cum laude. Aiden Maxwell Nickerson. AUG Ning Umbam. Matthew Noguez. Declan Michael Nugent, magna cum laude. Samuel Cole Acker, magna cum laude. Daniel Patrick O'Keefe, cum laude. Samuel Ayodeji Okewola. Jacqueline Ruth O'Neill, magna cum laude. Zachary Enoch Overstreet, cum laude. Rafael Marco Palaganis. Harsh Rajesh Patel. Yash Sandeep Patel. Kaylin Diane Pavlicek. Samantha Perez, magna cum laude. Owen Ford Faby. Kyle Andrew Pish, magna cum laude. Griffin Tarpley Pohl, magna cum laude. Grace Elizabeth Poulton, magna cum laude. Avery Nicole Powell, magna cum laude. Mallory Jane Elaine Powers, cum laude. Cole Timothy Pradle. Roshan Prakash. Froylan David Racy. Java Rajabov. Elika Rakimova, magna cum laude. Madison Marie Reber. Jasmine Reyes, cum laude. Leonardo Emeterio Reyes, magna cum laude. Jonathan Rios. Jesus Rios Narciso. Matthew Evan Robertson, summa cum laude. Trixie Luna Rodriguez, cum laude. Andrew David Rogers, cum laude. Asia Brenya Rogers. Natalie Stephanie Romero, cum laude. Nicholas David Roper, cum laude. Elizabeth Rose Rossich. Emma Rose Roth. Frank V. Roti. Tyler Drake Ryard, cum laude. Elizabeth Lynn Rymarzek. Lily Rebecca Sakalas, magna cum laude. William Sean Sampson, summa cum laude. Asael J. Sanchez. Jessica D. Sarayev, summa cum laude. Edward Leslie Saunders. Brooke Savoy. Ryan Daniel Sachs. John Philip Schmidt II, summa cum laude. Kevin Donald Schofernacher, magna cum laude. Samuel Frederick Schott, summa cum laude. Nicholas James Schrader. Luke Anthony Schwab, summa cum laude. Gabriella Marie Schwalm. Amanda Elizabeth Schwartz. Kaylee Marie Schwartman, summa cum laude.
Brian Robert Sen, Jr. Rajveer Sethi. Avery June Setzler, magna cum laude. Mansi Sanjay Shah. Tamer Youssef Rasmi Shawamra, summa cum laude. Lindy Ann Shoemaker. Nicholas John Simister, magna cum laude. Krishana Kiara Simon. Maxwell Payne Singer. Samuel Skelton, cum laude. Francesca Lene Smith, magna cum laude. Megan Judith Soria, summa cum laude. Dalton Cooper Spalding, magna cum laude. Jaden Reese Spinks, magna cum laude. Alexa Ray Starkey, cum laude. Abe William Steffen, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Christine Stein. Casey John Swanson, cum laude. Tyron LaRon Sykes. Colin James Turbo. Mary Elizabeth Thomas, cum laude. Kenya Ray Throw. Tegan Brianne Timmerman. Elizabeth Marie Tadaro. Cade Bradley Tomhave. Alexis Nicole Torres. Muhammad Salik Totten, cum laude. Savannah Michelle Turcott Cutcomp, cum laude. Elena Turlikova. Alexandra Grace Barbachoas. Swetha Devi Velovolu, Spiro Nicholas Visvardis, Srija Vor, cum laude, Matthew Thomas Wagner, cum laude, Cole Jameson Walker, summa cum laude, Cody Charles Warpet, Elijah James Warren, cum laude, Abby Sierra Wazowitz, William Ernest Watterson, cum laude, Grace Noel Watson, magna cum laude, Samuel E. Weinberg, magna cum laude, Tyler James Wetherill, cum laude, Hakeem Alamin Williams, Jr., Harrison Shepard Wilmson, cum laude, Andy Isabel Wilson, Evelyn Jean Wilson, Taylor Justina Whip, Tyler Jacob Woltman, Melchizedek Moses Woodson, Amanda Michelle Yeager, magna cum laude, Demi Rose Richter Yap, Ian Drake Yearsley, magna cum laude, Paul Joseph Zunkel, cum laude. Oh, I missed a ton of those. Do we say anything now? We good?
Provost Marvin, I want to make sure we get this right. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Wesleyan University, I thereby confer the degrees Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science on those students. In recognition of the completion of the degree requirements, all of our 2025 graduates may now move their tassels to the left side of their mortarboards. I present to you the Illinois Wesleyan University graduating class of 2025. In the spirit of your generation, I went to AI this week and asked, how do you conclude a commencement in the year 2025? And this is true. Top 15 responses in honor of the 17th president of Illinois Wesleyan University, Minor Myers. One final time, go out into the world and do well. But more importantly, go out into the world and do good. Congratulations.